afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon. Good. You?
Good, thanks for asking. So I just wanted to let you know to start off that this is a safe space for you to be open and honest, and all information will be held confidential. So can I ask what brings you here today?
Well, I was recently laid off from my job. I worked as an IT for about 15 years.
Okay. Well, to start off, I apologize for you being laid off. I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me how this issue has been affecting you emotionally?
Well, it's been a strain because it's caused me to change, reverse roles. Like instead of being a working mom, I'm now stay at home mom, and actually, my husband actually suggested that I might need to seek counsel.
Okay, well, that's great that he asked you to seek counseling because that's a very big help. And I noticed that you said that you're a now like a stay at home mom. So do you have children?
Yes, I do. We actually have two. We have a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Oh, okay, nice. Can I ask how you being laid off has kind of changed the family dynamic?
Well, yeah, because like now I'm doing the pickups and the drop offs and all the grocery store runs and things of that nature. Um, the kids, they actually like it, being at home more. Um, but my husband, like I stated before, he was kind of concerned. He's very supportive, but he was concerned, that I just might need to reach out and speak to someone about what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems to me that the kids obviously enjoy having mom home. They're kind of taking advantage of the situation so they can spend more time with you. And as you stated, the husband being supportive and during this time and showing that he's concerned and trying to help you emotionally by bringing you here is a great first step, I must say. Um, so, would I be correct in asking that the loss of your job has taken a financial strain on the family?
Yes, it has. At first, we were doing okay, but here recently, we've had to go into our savings, because we had some things that needed to be fixed at home. We had some car problems, and the kids need different things, so it has started to add to my anxiety.
So, how have you been managing that anxiety of trying to be a supporting wife and mother to your husband and to your kids while trying to, just be there during this time and, you being laid off, having these financial struggles? How have you been managing all of this? I noticed you said you've been having some anxiety. How have you been managing that?
Well, moms, I don't know if you're a mom or not, but moms, we have a way of being able to, mask, some things when it's kind of hard. And I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of that. I don't know. But also, I recently started back smoking cigarettes, and I had quit about 2 years ago, and I've picked that back up. So it's like a nervous habit.
Hmm. So, on average, how many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
Maybe three, maybe three.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, from what I'm hearing, the being laid off has really caused a major emotional strain on you because now you're going back to old habits and picking those back up. And we definitely don't want you to go back to these old habits due to the situation because, saying that, you quit before,
Mm-hmm.
how long was that ago?
About 2 years. I think it's been about 2 years that I had completely stopped.
Smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, so we definitely don't want the situation to lead you back to that. Um, and it just sounds like you're just using personal time to yourself to kind of like manage your emotions. Does your husband does he know that you've been smoking again?
Well, if he does, I'm not aware because I've been hiding it from him as well. So,
Okay, I understand. You don't want to add another concern for your husband and for your family, and you don't want them to, just think, you know, something's wrong with the mother
mhm,
and the
mhm,
wife.
mhm.
Counseling is also good for that as well, to help manage, you not going back to old patterns. We can definitely talk further on that if you would
Okay.
like. Um, so back to your job that you recently lost. What steps have you been taking to look forward to new employment, and have you considered any new career paths?
Well, I've been on the Indeed website
Mm-hmm.
and actually saw two really promising jobs that I was qualified for, but the only drawback was that they were out of state. And I just don't think right now would be a good time for me to, take a job out of state, another drastic change to our family dynamics. So uh, looking to doing something different, I'm
Mm-hmm.
open to that. I would be open to, changing career paths.
Okay. Well, that's a good insight, and it's also understandable that you don't want to just up and leave your family and go to a different state alone to pursue a career that kind of like you said, changes up the family dynamics. It kind of leaves the husband to kind of be like a single parent to take care of the two kids as
Mhm,
well, and
mhm,
you also don't want to just bring your whole family with you. You have to think about children going to different schools, and your husband potentially having to find another job out of state as well. But that's very good that you've been taking those steps to go on Indeed. And I also recommend LinkedIn as well. That's a good website that has a lot of job opportunities and resources that may be good for you. So overall, how do you feel about this session? I know it was your first time, and I'm super excited that you came to see me and talk today for your.
um, I feel good about it. I really do. I'm glad again, that my husband suggested that I need some counseling. So if I could kind of just say that he might know that I've returned to smoking, because that might be a reason why he suggested, that I go get some counseling. But I was nervous at first, of course,
Mhm.
and coming in and kind of putting out your whole family business,
Mhm.
to a stranger. You know, it can be nervous,
Mhm.
but I, I, I look forward to maybe continuing.
Well, that's great, and that's completely understandable. A lot of clients come in and say the same thing. It's weird giving out personal information to, like you said, kind of like a complete stranger, but just a reminder, all the information is confidential, and we will always allow a safe space for you to do that. And I hope to see you soon,
All right. Thank
and
you.
thank you.
Thank